Welcome to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Real, taking time out of your day to come watch this episode. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. That's the best way you can support this channel and help me grow my content and grow this channel to where I'd like it to be. Everybody hit the like button for me on the way in on this video today. That also helps promote this video more in the algorithms, helps grow this channel more as well. Please share this content. I would really appreciate that. My guests would as well. If you would please share this episode with someone you know that maybe is interested in the topic we're talking about today. Please leave a comment below as well. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You can interact with myself and the guest on the panel and the live chat as well. Whatever we're talking about, just leave a comment there in the live chat. Pop in and say hello. We'll put it on the screen for you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Welcome into The Real. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share. And shout out to all the new subscribers. And what do I say? We finally hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Unbelievable. When I saw that yesterday morning, it was still kind of, I don't know if it's really hit me yet. We finally hit 1K, but shout out to all you guys. And shout out to everybody. Shout out to Mike, Jersey, Chris, Dan, everybody that's contributed to the show along the way. Shout out to all of you guys as well. And a special shout out to my family as well, my mom, my sister, love you guys, and everybody that helped me along the way. So, get that out of the way. But yeah, we did it 1K. And so, we're just getting started over here at The Real Media. And so if you want to help us even more, please hit the like button. It's free. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. We'd really appreciate that as well. So, but yeah, so pretty cool. We'll get into a little more of that later, and let the guys on the panel give their reaction and interact with you, the people tonight. And thank you guys again. So I wish it was on a higher note tonight, though, with the game. To be honest with you, it's supposed to be the 1K special. I wish we had a better game to talk about, but we don't. So it is what it is. I think a lot of our games, it is kind of fitting, though, because a lot of our games since I started this back in April of 22, that first season and the season since, hasn't really been a whole lot of excitement outside of the 1 year in 23. So, it's kind of been the theme of the show when covering the Browns. A lot of it's been negative, unfortunately. So, that's that. But KOS or Cost 3118 says cut Judy. Well, I'm gonna get to Judy in a minute, but thanks for tuning in, my friend. Yeah, good point. I'm gonna get to Judy in a minute. So the Browns lost today, 26-8 at home, right? And that's my monologue tonight. It's still cheeks. They're still cheeks. So last week, the Browns had the big one on the road against the Raiders, and Shedeur Sanders in his first game looked pretty decent. He looked like a guy you can build off of, for a first start, made some great plays. The play to Isaiah Bond, the play to Judy, although Judy fumbled it, and they won the game. The defense was dominant. Myles Garrett looked like the best player in the world, which I still think he is. And a lot of people thought, man, next week back at home against the 49ers, it's, in a bad weather game. It's going to be Shedeur's first home start in Cleveland, right? You would have thought, this is the perfect storm for the Browns, maybe catch some lightning in a bottle. You had a big win last week. Why not come back home and defend home turf? Their next 3 out of their 4 next games, I believe, are at home, including today's game. So why not today? And so, I expected the Browns to win this game today. Honestly, I thought they would. I expected them to ride off the momentum from last week, and I thought we would see improvement, right? I've liked what I've seen from Tommy Rees in terms of a play caller throughout most of the weeks since he's been calling plays, in terms of there's been more of a balanced attack between rushing and passing attempts. We're not dropping guys back 59 times again, whatever that was with Dylan Gabriel when Stefanski was calling plays. So, I was hoping to ride the momentum and kind of shift the season a little bit. But watching this game today, all I kept thinking about was there's still cheeks. No matter what, no matter who we put at quarterback, no matter, just like Gertz has said, no matter who we put at quarterback, no matter what week we have a good week. Through it all, what matters most in the end, there's still cheeks. The Browns still stink. And to me, it starts with the coach. This is the poorly coached football team. And I know there's a lot of people, I'll say a lot of people, I've seen people on the internet who defend Stefanski a lot, say, Well, how's it his fault a guy jumped off sides in the Jets game? How's it his fault that a guy dropped the pass? How's it his fault that, the stuff today, I'm sure, is excuses for that. Well, what you're failing to realize is the same stuff happens over and over and over again, right? And so when the same stuff happens over and over and over again, I got to look to the leader, the guy who's in charge of practice, in charge of the culture, in charge of the attention to detail, in charge of the game plan, in charge of who's actually on the roster and who actually plays. And to me, there's no real development with some of these guys, especially at quarterback. There hasn't really been any development under his time. But I don't see the offensive line developing at all this year. Now, yeah, some of the guys are older, but they're just, as a unit, they're not getting back to what made them good in terms of a lot of their habits and just consistency, attention to detail, and with that unit as well has been an absolute mess. Special teams has not improved at all. There's no development there throughout the year. They've actually gotten worse. And at receiver, they're the worst receiving core in the league still. And I know it's not even close. They're terrible. Absolutely horrible. They're so inconsistent. They drop passes. And it's just, to me, this game today was another indictment on Kevin Stefanski, because again, it's the same stuff over and over and over again. I was talking to somebody today who's highly involved in high school football, one of the top programs in Ohio, who's been a consistent Final Four team every year, many state championships. And, this guy went to college. He was telling me today, when you have let's take a program, a culture, even in high school, a high school program, if you let the kids slack in the classroom, right, and that you don't hold them accountable to their grades, right, and you let them get by, and then you let them get by on their practice habits, right, you don't hold them accountable there. There's not a lot of hard coaching. Guys can kind of do what they do. They can pick certain days they feel like practicing, and certain days they don't. But then when they get out in the game, one week they look great, and then the next Friday night they look not up to their standard, not to their level. And a lot of those guys never max out their potential as individuals. But when they don't do that, guess what? The team doesn't succeed and reach their potential as well. And so it all goes together. And so it's the same thing at any level. And obviously in professional sports, they're not in school or anything, but you're a professional. You're a paid professional athlete. And if you have a culture where guys get away with stuff, there's not an attention to detail clearly. I mean, look at the play today where the guy, Malachi Corley, fielding the punt where it was clearly going out of bounds. Number one, you're fielding a punt. I don't know if you forgot that. And then number two, he not only caught the ball at the 5-yard line, but he made sure he stayed in bounds. And it's just like a lack of awareness. And that play reminded me of the Cam Thomas play where he jumped off sides against the Jets, where everybody in the world knew there's no way in hell they're hiking that ball. And we still jumped off sides anyways. And that, to me, that play today, that punt, or when he fielded that today, on that kickoff, excuse me, when he fielded that on that kickoff, thanks. I got it mixed up. I was thinking of the punt return, or the punt drop by LeVar. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Yeah, but Corley did that on a kickoff today at the 5-yard line. I mean, it might be worse than the Cam Robinson. It's up or the Cam Thomas play. I don't know which one's worse. They're both very bad. And so, and then going to Gage LeVar now on the punt. I mean, all you have to do is just catch and field a punt. It's a routine thing you do every day in practice, during your special teams period, every day. You do it all off season. You do it before the game, and you drop it. And there was nobody around him. I mean, it's the little things that are elementary, middle school, high school level. The Browns can't even do that consistently. They never play a complete game in all three phases. It rarely happens. And when they do, they actually win. And what's even more disappointing about today is they actually established the run early. I mean, they were running the ball pretty effectively and still ran the ball decent today. 4.5 yards to carry, 138 yards, 31 attempts. That's pretty good. To run 4.5 rushing, 4.5 per rush on a Niners defense like that, it's always been really good. It's pretty impressive. But even when they established the run, and Shador was able to get a couple layups and get warmed up and open up. He made some couple down the field throws in the beginning of the game. You feel like, okay, we got a little momentum to go. We're moving the ball. Your defense got some stops. It still didn't matter because it's the little things. The Browns don't do the little things well. And there's never been a game where this season, especially where I feel like the Browns made some credible second half adjustments and came back and won a game. I mean, this was still a ball game at halftime that they very well could have won at home in a bad weather. It was a bad weather game. They could have won that and should have won it, in my opinion. And they let it slip because the lack of attention to detail. Again, look at it all year. It's been the same thing. Guys dropping passes consistently. We've seen guys running the wrong routes at times. We've seen guys, quarterbacks, looking like they're not getting coached at all, not getting developed at all. I mean, Dylan Gabriel, when he was there, he never got better from week to week ever at anything. Shador Sanders looked to me this week looked kind of the same as he did last week. He didn't really get any better. So I look at the coaching staff. What's going on? And I look at Kevin Stefanski. He's the guy in charge. He's been in charge mainly of that offensive unit. It reminds me. Remember when JOK was here? Obviously still there before the injury. Remember after 21 season, I think it was 21 or 22 season. Excuse me. He was drafted in 2021. He showed some flashes that year of what he could be. 2022, he had a down year. And after that year, everybody said, "Oh, JOK, he's a bust. He ain't this. He ain't that." Martin Emerson was kind of the same thing. And then they brought in Jim Schwartz, a new coach on that unit. And a lot of the guys that everybody wrote off after that season that they brought back and said weren't any good, all of a sudden they became decent. And in JOK's case, he became a star. Right? He was on the trend before the injury. He was probably on track to be one of the best linebackers, if not the best linebacker in the NFL one day. So it shows you how important coaching really is. I mean, they got the most out of Myles Garrett under Jim Schwartz. And that's why Jim Schwartz's unit has been the most consistent unit throughout his tenure here. It's never been the offensive side of the ball, which Kevin's been in charge of. That's been a dumpster fire. 1 minute he's calling plays, next minute he's not calling plays. And the 25 and how many, I don't know, just exaggerate, but how many different quarterbacks every single year? It's all the time. And so, again, you tell me. You look at the special teams. Bubba Ventrone, Kevin's guy. Very inconsistent. Don't develop ever. As a unit. When I talk develop, I'm talking about as a unit. They have not gotten better really in any area. I mean, the kicker's been consistent since week 1. I'll give him that, which is important. Not going to downgrade that. But other than the kicker, they're pretty shitty. They don't cover well. They don't block well. They can't even catch a ball. They don't even know where they are on the field on a kickoff like we saw today. So it all goes back to the coach. His end game decision, his managing in end games. I thought, maybe this guy, if he gives up play con, maybe that'll improve a little bit. But no, we saw today, 4th and 1, I think in their own territory. So their negative side of the field, not in plus territory. 4th and 1, not only does he decide to go for it, which, okay, I get he was kind of going with the flow of the game. But let's put our backup rookie tight end under center to field a snap. Under center. And I don't know what play they were going to try to run. I don't know if he was going to hand it off or fake. I don't know what this play was. But you had your you had your rookie tight end field a snap from an I played center. He had him field he looked like, if you watched his hands, the guy I was sitting with today, a great friend of mine, one of my closest friends in life. He coached college football, knows football through and through, coaches it now. He's like, you look at his hands where he snapped the ball. He didn't even snap it properly. His hand placement wasn't even where it needed to be. Your hand's supposed to be, I hate, just know what to say. Your hand's got to be under the ass of the center. And it's got to be like how we were taught, right? Again, I played center my whole life, so I understand that very well. And this guy, he looked like he never did this a day in his life. Like it was never even practice, really. And if it was just, at the end of practice, hey, let's try this little trick play for 5 minutes and not really work on it. But we're going to call it, though, in a clutch point of a game at home where a game we could win again. This game meant a lot today for them, I thought. 4th and 1, and we're in the negative side of the field. We're going to put you under center now to field this, take the hike, not field it, but to take the, to hike the ball, take the snap. I mean, that's insane. Not hike the ball, but take the snap from the center, excuse me. But you guys get what I'm saying. I mean, I can't explain it. That's how mind-boggling it is to me. When I saw it, I was just like, and when you watch the play too, he had. I can't be mad at Harold Fan, but Harold Fan was put in a situation he clearly did not know how to operate. I mean, if you go back and watch that sequence, he comes under the center. He's walking towards the center rather with 4 seconds left on the game clock, and he looks disorganized. The offense looked disorganized. The play never looked set. They didn't look ready at all. And again, this is 4th and 1, and you're still in the game. You convert this. This is a pivotal point in the game. It probably was the most pivotal point in the game. And they weren't set. 4 seconds left. He rushes under center. Hands weren't even properly under the center's ass correctly, and he fumbles the ball, and the 49ers get it. And that's pretty much and that was the game. That was it. And so, again, it's the attention to details, the discipline. It's just that there's no consistency with this team. They're just a poorly coached team. Clearly, I don't think it's even debatable. And then you see guys on the bench laughing during the game when they're down. You see guys after the game today, Kiki and haha with other players, like they're so immune to losing. The culture is so bad in Cleveland. Jimmy Haslam has to make a change. This cannot go on. I mean, this was abysmal. If he fired Kevin Stefanski tomorrow morning, which I think is more real now than ever, I wouldn't be surprised what happened tomorrow morning. I'm not saying it will. That's just me. I'm just speculating. I just think it's so bad after today. That loss today was so bad. It wouldn't surprise me if he just said, you know what, we got to do it. We got Shedeur Sanders. He's shown some flashes. We got to see what we get out of this kid for the rest of the season, which came out the other day that, they want to see. Schefter put it out that they want more of an extended look at Shedeur, which they should. We saw what Dylan Gabriel was. And we saw what he was when he came back in the game today for the one play. He's nothing. He's just check down guy. So he's not an NFL starting quarterback. With Shedeur, though, he's shown some flashes. But Shedeur, though, kind of like in Baker's rookie year in Cleveland, they had to make a coaching change that year. You got to do what's best for not only for your quarterback, but for your team. And for the team right now, they got to do something because you go back and look at that last week in the locker room after the game when we talked about that, when he didn't give Shedeur the game ball and stuff. But a lot of the guys in that locker room just kind of looked demoralized. They just kind of looked like, like when Kevin was talking, it was going in one ear and out the other. Like, yeah, let's go, Kev. We know. Like, we know you got to do all this PR stuff. Come on. And then when he didn't give the game ball to Shedeur, they were just kind of like, really? And you got guys going to the post game after, giving Shedeur all the praise, including Myles Garrett. But, I just think, or not to give him all, but just giving him the credit that he should have got for his first start, that any first start quarterback should get, no matter who you are. And so, I think it's time to make a change. And, Kevin, when asked about this 4th and 1 call today, I mean, this guy, it just never fails with his press conferences. Here's Kevin today on the asked about the 4th and 1.
Field position that we put them in. But with that, I'll take any questions.
Kevin, you had the 4th and 1 from your own 33, 10-8, 7 minutes left in the third. With the defense playing as well as it has, and the elements, all of that, why go for it at that moment?
Felt good, Daniel. I think, there's always the obvious risk when you go for it in those situations. But if you feel good about the plays you have and your players, you feel good about converting on those distances.
Why specifically did you go? I guess tell me, why did you go for the sneak with Harold when you've been running the Wildcat, the jumbo packages as much as you have?
Yeah, it was just felt good about the call. Didn't get it done.
Felt good about the call, just didn't get it done. And that's the demeanor we get right there every week from Stefanski. A whole lot of nothing. So how is a team, they don't get up for this guy. Clearly, they don't. There's no motivation in that locker room right now other than playing for their own personal pride, maybe their brother next to him. But, these guys, I don't see how a lot of these players respect Kevin Stefanski, honestly. I think they may like him at times, but there's a difference between being liked and respected. I think Kevin's more liked because he's passive. He lets things fly. He's probably the cool guy coach, and, we're not going to do this today. We'll skip that, and everything's laid back. There's no intensity. But over time, guys that really want to win, the true competitors, the guys that really want to make the most out of their career and obviously be successful as a team, they don't respect that as time goes on. Because they look right through that stuff. Especially guys that came from colleges like Alabama, where they were coached by Nick Saban. they don't respect this dude. Trust me, they look right through that. So after the game, I thought this was kind of interesting. The guy who asked him the question there, Daniel Fusi, I believe his name is, from ESPN. He said, with another losing season, because obviously the Browns are officially technically out of the playoffs now, which we already knew they were, but it says, with another losing season, should coaching changes be considered in Cleveland? And with a question mark. And he goes on, the Browns clinched for their fourth losing season in 6 years on their head coach is Kevin Stefanski. Since leading Cleveland to the playoffs in the 2023 season, Stefanski has a 6-23 record. Owner Jimmy Haslam has preached patience with a young roster, but Cleveland has wasted an elite defense this season. See Myles Garrett and his 19 sacks, with occurring gaffes on special teams and an inefficient offense, the latter of which has been on a Stefanski specialty of late. Trailing 10-8 with 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the Browns went for it on 4th and 1 with their own from their own 33-yard line, but rookie tight end Harold Fannin Jr. fumbled the center exchange on an attempted sneak. Purdy scored 9 plays later to give San Francisco a 2-score lead that the Niners would never relinquish. And so notice what he said there at the top, though. Ever since the 2023 season, well, what changed since then? You remember the reports? Well, what happened after 2023? They fired Alex Van Pelt, they fired Stump Mitchell, and they let Bill Callahan walk out the door when he was still under contract for 2 years. And they just said, "No, you can leave." And remember, Bill Callahan was the guy who wanted Tristan Wirfs, not Jed Wills, and they still took Jed Wills. But anyways, so ever since then, remember when they fired Alex Van Pelt? Albert Breer went on the 98.5 in Boston and said that he heard, and he's pretty plugged in, that really Alex Van Pelt was the glue of that staff. And you look at that offensive unit and just kind of the whole team, the success they've had since those firings in 2023, they've never been the same. Never been the same. They're 6-23 since. Now, the defensive unit hasn't changed because Jim Schwartz is in charge of that. Like I mentioned earlier, remember, like we said, before Jim Schwartz got here, a lot of people were saying JOK was kind of hit and miss, and then here comes Jim Schwartz, and a lot of those guys on that defensive unit looked a lot better because they were finally better coached, right? It's the same thing. The offense and the special teams have never changed under coaching. It's always been Kevin Stefanski head of all of it, and his guy Bubba Ventrone. So at some point, Jimmy Haslam's got to look at this, step back and look at it and go, here, it's got to change. Because you just established a nice young nucleus in this past draft who's shown their raw ability. Now they got to be molded and they got to be put in the right positions to succeed. And that starts with your coach and your culture. So that's very important. And then, lastly here, people are not very happy with this. You can see right here from Roberto Shenanigans on X. 4th and 1, and Kevin sends Harold Fannin under center to take the snap, and they fumbled it. Stefanski always needs to be the smartest guy in the room. Perhaps the backup tight end isn't the best, who's also a rookie, by the way, isn't the best guy to handle the snap exchange in important situations. And he hit the nail right on the head there. I mean, when you really just sit back and think about that alone today, that's that's terrible. What a horrible decision. And just the guy catching the ball on the kickoff, and he caught the ball like he was catching a pass. He had 2 feet in bounds. I mean, great catch in bounds. But it's like the lack of awareness, the lack of detail, like I said, the lack of culture, the lack of coaching. And at the end of the day, guess what? We thought we had something brewing last week after that game. Still cheeks. And that's my monologue. So that's my opening statement on the Browns. They're still cheeks, and it's time for change. Before I get to my guests, I know they're going to have a lot to say tonight, and I appreciate them guys a lot. Cut Judy. I got something for Jerry G. I know the Shador Judy clips going around the viral scene on the sideline today. I'm going to get to that later on in the show with my guys. I'm letting them get their stuff off first in the game and stuff I had to say. We'll get to that shortly right after that. Trust me. Fire Stefanski, nobody plays for him. Mm-hmm. Shador just needs to work on footwork and speed up clock. That's a fair. I agree with that analysis. I think he does need to focus on. That's always been something he needs to work on, is not holding on the ball too long. I think he tries to make that home run play, especially in college. It's easy to do that when you have the guys he had, Jimmy Horn and Travis Hunter, who were, game breakers. But in terms of speed, and just obviously Travis Hunter could take over a whole game. He's a unicorn. But I think in the NFL, he's going to have to learn to get rid of that ball, a lot quicker. And sometimes you just got to take the smart play to check down, hit your hitch route to Harold Fannin today on that one play. So that's something that's going to happen. But again, that starts with coaching. Do I think Shador's probably being coached outside of Tommy Reese and maybe Billy Musgrave, who is important, obviously. But if the head coach and the culture and the accountability is not there with all the other guys and the receivers are poorly coached, the offensive line's not going anywhere, I don't expect him to really get better here from his own organization as it is right now, because it's just a toxic play. There's no culture. So, but in terms of that, I'm sure that's something he knows. He needs to work on that more, getting the ball out quicker and not holding on to it as long. This is a very winnable game. They gifted the 49ers 14 points. Absolutely user SR4. I don't want to mispronounce it, but no, I agree with you though, and I thank you for tuning in. Totally agree. They should have won this game today. I thought at home in that kind of weather, coming off the game last week. This is a game usually they would have won in the past too. You go back to 2023, they would have won this game today. I think they would have. They won that game 2 years ago here. And that Niners team was way better than this Niners team. And nobody picked us to win that game, but that team just had a little something different. They had stability on that sideline with all the guys that they let go. So, in terms of the coaching staff, special teams were a mess. It's a mess. Fire somehow is a mess. Oh, excuse me. Special teams were a mess. Is a mess. Fire someone tomorrow. Oh, you talking about Bubba Ventrone? I would only not. If it was up to me, I'd fire Kevin and Bubba Ventrone tomorrow. All of them. Get out. Out. Here's the door. Pack your stuff. Get out. That's what I would have do. That's what I would have did personally. I would have fired him. So. DFJ Hoops, what's up, brother? Anybody out there interested in Philadelphia 76ers content or Philadelphia sports in general, and basketball content in general, really go subscribe to man DFJ Hoops. He covers all things basketball and Philadelphia 76ers. Great guy. So go subscribe to his channel and give him some love and some support. And shout out to DFJ. Good to see you, brother. Dan Malott says, even worse than a punt, a kickoff. Yeah. That play. I don't know what plays worse, Dan. That or the Cam Robinson or I keep saying Cam Robinson. The Cam Thomas play. I don't know which one was worse. Keep Barry, fire Kevin. I think that's a fair analysis. I think Andrew Barry, to me, we'll get into more of this probably a little bit later. But if I had to pick between the two right here, I'll tell you this: my ladder going into the season of who I had concerns with, I'd say about a month ago. Let's go to there. Was Paul DeBodesta, Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Barry. So Andrew's been on the bottom of the list for me in terms of who I'm most concerned about. Now, does Andrew need to do better in some areas in terms of roster construction, certain spots? Yeah. But he had a nice draft. He's done some nice things. I just would still be kind of surprised if they fired one and kept the other. I think if they fire one, they're still going to wipe out all of them. I could be wrong, but we'll know more as time goes on. Beast says... Beast reincarnated 5688 says special teams was awful. I can't believe people blaming him for the loss. Talk about Shador. Yeah. Good evening, Joseph. What's good, Rodney? Good to see you, brother. Will Stefanski ever open up his playbook and allow Shador to throw downfield much more? He is no dinker or dunker. Well, here's the thing, Rodney. That's been his offense for the last 2 years. He's always been, and really his whole time here, he's always been a dink and dunk offense. When they had Joe Flacco, they pushed the ball down the field a little bit more. When they had Baker in 2020, that first year, they kind of opened up his games, went on to throw it down the field more. But for most of his tenure, he's been kind of a dink and dunker guy. This kind of shoots and ladder offense. Stump Mitchell, who was on the coaching staff, talked about it this week on his show. Shout out to Stump and Rowe. He said, I don't know what this offense is the last 2 years. He goes, he's completely changed his philosophy, this kind of dink and dunk, short offense. It's like an 8-play high school offense. There's just not a whole lot going on. So I think he don't really have a whole plays. I don't think he has a lot of plays open up to. I mean, you saw today, let's put our backup rookie tight end or center to do a center exchange on a 4th and 1. So, I think they're trying to be the smartest people in the room and they're failing miserably. Just get Miles a sack record at least. Yeah, I agree. Let Miles get that. He'll get that record for sure. He might get it next week against the Titans. They look terrible today. Howdy, everyone. What's up, Humble? Good to see you, brother. Shout out, man, Humble. Cleveland is a blue collar city. Nothing is handed to us. We earn everything. So when we come back, we're coming back stronger, faster, smarter, and hungrier than any team in this league. In this league. Yeah, we love you too, Humble. Yeah, Humble. I wish they had that attitude today, brother. They didn't. That was a dud performance at home today. Daneo Paul says, really appreciate your analysis. So I appreciate it, Daneo. Thank you for tuning in, as always. OH, that's right. IO, go Bucks. Dominant performance yesterday against the team up north. So that was great to see. Cannot wait for this game Saturday. I'm so glad we're back at Indianapolis playing in that game. It's one of my favorite games to watch. And I can't wait to watch. Can't wait to see it. And yesterday was a lot of fun. And it was a great team win. And shout out to the boys down there in Columbus. I truly believe Stefanski overrides Reese play calls. This offense is too ultra conservative standards. Well, here's the thing I would say to that, Rodney. I actually think Tommy Reese has done a nice job in terms of coming in and changing the philosophy. But that's really kind of about all he can change. I mean, he can install stuff through week to week, and which I think they are slowly installing more. But you got to remember, they made this change in November, mid-November, so early November. I mean, you're already halfway through the season. So there's really not a whole lot that they can really do, and I wonder how much of what Tommy Reese really would have wanted to do had he been named the play caller going to the season, which he should have. I don't know why Stefanski, you gave it up last year and then you took it back and then you give it up again. That's terrible. He should be fired just for that. But if Tommy Reese was the play caller, let's say before the draft back in April, they probably maybe Andrew Berry would have got certain players that fit more of what he wants to do differently. So I think part of it's a personnel fit. Some of these guys I don't think fit what they're trying to do. But I think there's just not an identity because there wasn't an identity from the start, and the guy that's in charge of that was the head coach who was the play caller. So, I think Tommy's just trying to make the best out of what he's already been dealt with, the cards, and I think, he's trying, but you're probably right. Stefanski probably does override some calls still because head coaches do have that ability where they can say, okay, let's stick a run in here. Let's try to, attack the sidelines here on this cover two player, they're showing, whatever. So you're probably right. I think if Tommy Reese has more autonomy, would have had more autonomy in the beginning of the year, this probably would look like a little. I think it'd be a much better offense because I actually think Tommy Reese is a good coach. But yeah, there's not a whole lot they could do. What they've already installed, what they installed going into the season, they can build off of that. But the Browns throughout the season never progressed off of their already plays they had. I think he'll try. I think Tommy's trying to do that more. It's about all he can do, but it's kind of hard. But it doesn't matter what the play call he has, whatever play call he calls, because the habits and the culture has already been established before the season even started, and you can't change that. And that's the baseline foundation. The stuff I was talking about earlier. So I think the Browns go win next Tuesday. The Real Media, $4.99. My guy Humble says, my Ohio guys, stand up. Salute everyone in the chat. Appreciate you, Humble, for the $4.99, brother. Love you. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Get to some of this. He said, yeah, he's popping his shit after the victory tonight. Can't blame Shador Sanders. Jerry Jeudy sucks. Jerry Jeudy, I can't. I mean, is it all on Jerry Jeudy for not getting the production this year? No, but Jerry Jeudy had these kind of issues before he came here. He looked okay last year when Flacco got in there, or not Flacco, when Jameis got in there and Ken Dorsey was calling plays. He had some games where he went off, but it seems like, Jameis Winston's the only guy that could really get to him. So Jerry Jeudy, to me, if it was up to me after the season, I think that, I don't know, that relationship's probably soured now. It looks like we'll get to the clip of Shador here shortly, but I would probably move off of Jerry Jeudy and just go draft a receiver in the draft, clean your cap space, put that money more in your offensive line, and go from there. So we'll get to that clip here shortly, though, what happened today. Joining me now, they've been waiting patiently, as always, because I had a lot to get off my chest. There was too much to break down from this game, so sorry for the long-winded rant, but that's games like this requires that, unfortunately. So joining me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, a big part of the 1,000 subs. Been my co-host, the guy riding shotgun with me all along, the professional fan, Sir Michael Anthony.
Hello, beautiful people.
And Mike, I appreciate you. Back home still, also enjoyed it tonight. Always keeping it real. Never afraid to, I'm sure I'll have a rant tonight for you guys. He was very agitated watching this game today, and he even said, he goes, I'm done watching those assholes the rest of the year. George is in the house. All right, you're in for a good show when he just does that. So, also joined us, who was at the game today. So he's going to give us his analysis for what it was like in the stadium. From the city of Detroit, a Wolverines fan, Chris Gerganis is in the house.
What up? What up? What up?
What up? So, hold on. Mike? I'll let you go first since Humble already put a 199. It said my sexy brother Mike. So go ahead, Mike.
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
Well, as I'm driving through a blizzard from Madison, Ohio, listening to the opening, I just want to thank everybody so much for 1,000 subs. It means a lot to Joseph and I and everybody on the panel. Been a uphill battle, but we still got there. Hardest 1,000 subs we'll ever get, hopefully. So, but thank you for all for joining on our on the journey, and as you come in, like, subscribe, and share. But yeah, my thoughts on the game, just disappointing. As overall, I think this was a very winnable game, especially with how the defense was initially playing. Not only that, but that I've been lobbying for Bubba Ventrone to lose his job for quite some time. Even though I'm never a big fan of that hire, and the special teams unit just continues to be just among the worst in the league. Like, it's the special teams unit. You're always going to have, practice squad guys, round picks, just guys that are earning that spot on the team, and they just never seem prepared. They always let big plays happen. Boneheaded mistakes. I don't know what Bubba Ventrone is teaching those guys anything, but whatever's in that building just needs to change. And kind of like you said, Joseph, I think a change of philosophy is well due in Berea. Other than a few guys I think should keep their job. Of course, Jim Schwartz, I think, should be part of the next regime, as well as Andrew Berry, I think, has earned a spot to stay safe. But yeah, otherwise, I'm disappointing. I thought Shador had good command of the game up until it just got away from him, kind of thing. But yeah.
Jersey, go
and
ahead.
Real quick. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can turn the camera, but that's what we're driving in, baby. Look at that. Look at that.
Damn.
I can't see shit.
Well, you take your eyes back on that road, mister. But
yeah, I'm gonna turn the camera off now. Just thought I'd show you guys that.
Ronnie says, Sir Michael handstand, good evening. Dan said they put the special in special teams, but these girls get to see. Wolf 76, I hear Adam Sandler's POS car song from this season. Yeah, that's a good point. Jersey, go ahead.
I thought they'd win this week. I thought we'd have a little more inclement weather. I thought that would help them, but when I made my prediction last week, but reality set in. Who's on the sideline? Just continued, just fucking buffoonery. I mean, think about this. There's three things I was thinking about while you were talking in your monologue. It's late in the game. You're down 2 points. Then you're down to, was it 10-8? Is that what it was? When they had that 4th and 1 on their 33?
I think, was it 10-8, Mike? I think it was.
Either way.
Yes.
It was still the game. They were very well in the game.
Right. So it's later in the game. It's 10-8. You're at home. You're going to go for 4th and 1 on your 33, which is absolutely alarming. Now, I like aggression, but you better be calling your best fucking play.
Mm-hmm. Something you ran a lot of times.
This is what you call. And he liked it. I like the play call. So that's I'm just thinking about these fireable offenses, and then the other thing, I'm watching him answer that guy's question. Well, he didn't even answer the guy's question in the media, but you ever notice he lectures everyone? You know what I mean? Everyone who asks him a question in the media, he always he calls them by their name and begins to lecture them. Like it's almost like condescending what he does. And just really believes he hasn't. I don't have to answer any question. Well, yes, you do, asshole. That's part of the gig. You have to answer the questions. So, and don't go up there if you're not going to. Just don't go up there. But he always lectures everyone. It just shows you how arrogant he is, hard-headed. You can't. I've never seen this guy answer a question. And then the other thing is, I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm 48 years old. I don't know if I've ever seen a particular team for so many years be so good on one side of the ball and so horrific on the other side. And what that comes down to is who's running the one side, who's running the other side. And it's been for multiple years. Browns defense has been an elite defense for 4 or 5 years now?
Ever since Jim Schwartz got here.
Yeah. Since Jim Schwartz came over, because all you Stefanski people that might be watching, you people that shovel his snow every week and take his trash out, get his coffee, just going to war for Kevin. You can't, I would tell you, Jim Schwartz has never taken an order from this idiot. Jim Schwartz has been around too long. Jim Schwartz is a legit coach. Jim Schwartz comes off of a real coaching tree. He's seen success, and he's an actual alpha. You know what I mean? So Stefanski's never telling this guy what to do, and so there's a divide right there. There's a divide in that team and his offense, defense, and that I've never seen that where it's been 4 or 5 years straight where one side of the ball is elite, the other one is just absolute garbage, worse than a league. It's how has it went on? How has it went on? How has this guy been able to just get a pass on all this shit for so long? We've had so many shows, and we've all bitched about him and bitched about D. Podesta needing to go first and foremost, which he did, because this Stefanski's a D. Podesta guy, obviously. But I've never seen anything like that either. I've never seen a coach. Bill Belichick answered more questions than Stefanski did. I mean, we all know what his press conferences were like, but he would at least answer the damn questions, or he'd at least show he was irritated or he didn't like the question, and he'd just move on from it. But he didn't lecture people and just filibuster and bypass. Like he's just above answering any question. So, I hope to gosh, Joseph, I hope, you said that today, we're watching the game. I hope that that's true. I just hope that Jimmy Haslam just says, you know what, let's just do it now. Because it's terrible what's happening to these players. I've said that so many times. Players should have the best coaching available, and they're not getting that right now. They're putting the work in. They got short shelf lives. I mean, they only got so much time, and they're not being developed, like you said. No one on that offense is being developed. No quarterback's been developed. People can sit. Anyone who's saying it's Shador's fault today, don't even watch the game. You're obviously a gosh darn idiot. Just do us a favor and don't watch the game. I don't care who was playing quarterback. I've said this so many times. I don't care. I don't care if it's Tom Brady, Johnny Unitas, Otto Graham. I don't care who it is. You're never gonna get the results that you want. So it's because who's at the helm, and you saw it with Baker Mayfield, and I fell for it. I thought Baker, you know, wasn't a dude. I just thought he was just. I thought his career was over, and he got the hell out of this dysfunctional joint, and look at him now. You know what I mean? And great for him, good for him, because he deserved to be coached. The guy worked hard. He played injured. He was passionate, and I think most guys are like that. But it's all about coaching. We put so much emphasis on players. It's not, you know, we love the players because they're on the field, but give me a bunch of great players and a shit coach, and you're gonna get trash on the field, and we see that every week. So, and then give you a bunch of mediocre players, a bunch of guys that may have been late round guys, mid round guys, aka the Patriots all those years. Yeah, you had Tom Brady, but the Patriots didn't have, even the Steelers. They've had a winning record, so they don't have high draft picks, but they're always right there. Patriots, all that success they had. Steelers, the success they've had. But it's all just been good coaching. Great culture from the top, great coaching. And so I don't know what the hell the Hassels are waiting on. You're building this new stadium. You have got to get a culture in place. You got to get a coach in place. You got to get a program in place, man. So it was crazy today seeing so many seats empty.
Mm-hmm.
Not used to seeing that.
I thought there would have been more people at that game today.
Yeah, that's a telltale sign. I did too. Like at some point, you can't just say, yeah, you can't ride on, we have the best fans in all of sports, the best fans, because we do. Because there's no greater fans including football fans. Gergs, I know you don't want to hear that, but that's the house of God truth, dude. So there is no better fans, more loyal fans than those. But at some point, it's going to come to an end because the cost itself, how expensive it is to go, and then with the product, they got to get this shit fixed, man. So I'm finished. I wanted to watch Shador start a home game at home, and after today, I'm finished watching them. And it sucks because I just love football, and so that's pretty much what I have to say. Trying to keeping it mild tonight.
Well,
so far.
Yeah, so far. Well, wait till I get you. There's some more meatballs there. But anyways, I mean, but like you said, to add off what you said there real quick. I mean, one thing Stump has always said on his show, and he was in the building. He always says every week, I expect Jim Schwartz to have his unit ready to go. He says that for a reason because he was there and he saw it behind the scenes every single day. He don't say that about the other side of the ball ever. So just saying. That's from somebody that was in the building. The 80s and 90s Giants won a Super Bowl just because they had Lawrence Taylor. The closest thing this league has seen since then is Myles Garrett, and needs jabroni to compete for a division.
True.
When
but the Giants had great coaching though.
When the best team in the division is 500, 6-6.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Great point.
Right. Such an opportunity this year, and they can't even capitalize on it.
Yeah, for sure. Gerg, you were at the game today, brother. What's your what was it like in the stadium, and then your analysis on the game?
The first thing I mean, it was, I've been to, fair share of Browns games, and I don't think I've ever seen it that empty.
Yeah.
Shador's first home start, I thought, a pretty winnable game with San Francisco. I mean, I didn't think they were going to win the game. Don't get me wrong. Don't think that. But, you could talk yourself into thinking that by just West Coast team coming into the cold conditions. Purdy threw 3 or 4 interceptions last week. Short week. There's multiple things you could have talked yourself into thinking that the Browns could win. I thought it was going to be, there was a lot of empty seats. and just the crowd, it wasn't like it normally was. It was not really loud, not really just it was weird. I I don't it was a little it was weird. There weren't a lot of it just wasn't loud. It wasn't excitement. It wasn't
the Browns game you always
yeah.
knew it to be.
The loudest it ever got was when Dylan Gabriel came in for that one play and everyone booed.
Damn.
But
Catch.
that was pretty much it. I mean, that was as loud as it got. Where the boos, but yeah, I was talking about 3 to 4 interceptions last week on Monday Night Football. I know he didn't have any today. But I mean, here the San Francisco 49ers, they get the least most pressures on quarterbacks, least sacks on quarterbacks in the NFL. And, they were able to get to Shador today. It's just, I've said it for all year when people were hating on Gabriel, it doesn't matter who's under center. And, the Shador fans called me haters for saying it doesn't matter who's under center. Shador's not going to come and save the franchise as long as this is happening. And I think that the one that calls me the hater the most, Quick Clips, I think he's starting to finally get it. I saw one of his comments earlier. I just don't think that he could play under Stefanski. Well, that's what I've been saying for 13 weeks. It doesn't matter who plays quarterback for the Cleveland Browns right now. They aren't good. The system's bad. I mean, it's so methodical. The dink, the dunk. Shador tried to throw the ball downfield a bunch today. Not a bunch, but he missed Judy. And I think he missed Isaiah Bond. It looked like Isaiah open, not wide open, but that was a touchdown if he threw it perfectly. But the conditions weren't great. I mean, it was windy and stuff like that. So they lost the game when they were up or when they were down 10-8 and they didn't punt the ball on 4th and 1. I don't. It's cold conditions. You're going to have your center snap it to your tight end.
What was the reaction in the stadium when that happened?
That's what I'm saying though, Joseph. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, it was weird. Like, it was almost like there was no surprises. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was almost like, when when Corley, catches the ball in bounds and then goes, I don't even get that.
He made sure he got his feet in bounds too, and caught it on the 5 on the kickoff.
And then
he's playing receiver,
and then the punt, drop the punt, and then that, like, it was almost the reaction of, oh, well, that's normal. Like, it wasn't.
It's the same reaction probably. Yeah. We were at Buffalo Wild Wings, me, Mike, Jerry, a couple of people, and when it happened, everybody just started laughing. Like, this is the same old shit. Like, it was like no surprise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just it was almost just like, well, yeah, here we go again. That's not, it.
Yeah.
It was like I said, I've never been to a Browns game where it was that, like, oh well, like, type of thing. Like, it wasn't anger. It wasn't like, it was just, oh well. Yeah, it was weird. It was definitely weird. But it, like I said, it wasn't as cold as I thought it would be. It was it wasn't as bad. It did get windy, a little bit, but like I said, you got an 8-4 team, 10-8. Your defense is doing exactly what it should be. You're on your own 33-yard line. Punt the football, or do something else other than put a rookie tight end under center on a cold day when he's. I don't get that. That's when I don't.
And it's clearly a play they've never really worked on, because when he went, it was 4 seconds left on the play clock, and he was hurrying up. It was all messed up, and they weren't even set, and his hands weren't even under. His hands weren't even properly where they needed to be to take this exchange. I mean, it was just, you just saw it coming. Like some of the plays today, like you said, when the guy dropped, when LeVar, the punt went right through his arms, I was just like, I'm watching and I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, he might drop it, and he dropped it, because that's just like, you expect it now. Like when homeboy didn't when the ball was going out of bounds, and I'm like, let it go out of bounds. We're gonna get a good field position, and he tiptoes, gets his feet in bounds like he got it thrown to him, and steps out at the 5. I'm like,
that was like right in front of us. It made me laugh.
I mean,
I'm like,
that was, to me, that's up to that and the Cam Thomas play this year. I don't know which one's worse.
And I will say this, 2 things. I don't know. Shador Sanders should be starting for the Cleveland Browns. He is the best quarterback right now on this roster. I will say that he gives them the best opportunity to win. It won't work, but he gives them the best chance. Number 2, I don't know if there's a player on that offensive side of the ball that I would rather have over Harold Fanning Jr.
Well, I'd say him or Quitchon.
I mean, Harold Fanning Jr. is a man amongst boys. He is by far. I mean, he's a stud. That dude, every single play, he just won't go down if one defender is trying. Like, he just will not do it. And he was. I found myself watching him a lot. Like, even if the ball didn't go to him, he gets open. He's going to be a Pro Bowl. He's going to be a Pro Bowler. Like that dude, an All Pro type. He's legit. That guy's legit.
Reminds me a lot of Antonio Gates.
I really like Harold Fannin Jr. Everyone else sucks other than Junkins. They have some. Isaiah Bond actually gets loose a couple times too. Like that dude, he was open. Shador just missed him. He threw it. If he doesn't slow down in the corner of the end zone, that's a touchdown. That should have actually been a touchdown if it was a perfectly thrown ball. But other than that, I mean, golly, man. But no, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and call a dink and dunk all the time and hope that we, can score points in the second half. It's pathetic. 0 points after the second half.
Yeah, terrible. Dan said, Chris, was that you I heard booing Shador and asking to put Gabriel back in from the lower bowl?
That was not me. That was not anyone in the stadium, actually. That must have been your toilet bowl.
Yeah, he said Fannin is going to be a Pro Bowler. Meanwhile, receivers are going to be professional bowlers. Yeah, for sure. And he said tight end David Njoku. Shout out to all 3D. He had a great comment earlier. Said the Browns organization complete dog shit, and can't say it any better. Tight end David Njoku got to go. He's way too damn happy after they lose each week. Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Jersey, go ahead. I know that stood out to you today.
Man, I've always been a fan of Njoku, but I am tired of seeing Njoku after they just get their asses blown out, acting like they just won the fucking Super Bowl. He's out there yum-yumming other players, and this guy's just so damn happy, like completely numb to losing. Like, or he just don't want to win. He just don't fucking care. Like he's out there. You would have thought they just won the Super Bowl. I mean, I mean, how do you work all week? How do you put all that work in? Just even on your body alone, okay? But at practice, and you're supposed to be studying, watching film, and getting to the facility. Going out there beating up your body. It's just being cool with losing. Just who cares a fuck? Who
He
cares
probably
if we
expects
lost?
them to lose. That's why. That starts with your culture.
Oh, I know that. Absolutely, I know that. But like, I'd be out there tearing shit. I'd be tearing the fucking sideline to pieces. You know what I mean? I would here for sure. I would destroy Kevin Stefanski's fucking office if I played for that team. I would flip every fucking thing over. Destroy his fucking office with him in it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be so enraged because there's nothing worse than, putting, busting your ass and putting all the work in and trying to achieve your goals, and the people around you aren't doing it. So
he's constantly dancing, like when commercials and stuff, like all day today. You look at him because that's the only time you can really see him, because he's not ever getting thrown to, which is beyond me. But he's always dancing and just kick. I mean, he kicks it. He shows up to kick it and just not do anything, and not even get the ball thrown to him. It's amazing.
I love. I mean, I'm always talking about enthusiasm, but it's his enthusiasm's all wrong, man. This dude. I think he had 2 targets today. I'm still like, I'm like, dude, I'm putting all this work in. I just couldn't be that happy. I would. I mean, I would start tearing everything. I'd fucking go out in the parking lot, blowing the windows out of cars. I mean, they'd know I was pissed. You know what I mean? Like,
You think?
that I would. I'd burn the fucking building down, Berea. I mean, I would be, if I was on that team and putting all that work into the work ethic I like to think that I have, and my love to win. And this is the shit that I've gotten my whole damn career. My window's closing. I'm raising hell.
Well,
you know what I mean? So
it's kind of hard though when the leader talks like this.
especially with some of the field position that we put them in. But with that, I'll take any questions.
Kevin, you had the 4th and 1 from your own 33, 10-8, 7 minutes left in the third. With the defense playing as well as it has, and the elements, all of that, why go for it at that moment?
Felt good, Daniel. I think, there's always the obvious risk when you go for it in those situations. If you feel good about the plays you have and your players, you feel.
What's that?
There he goes, lecturing. Daniel, he always goes to call them by their name and starts to lecture them. You know what I mean? And literally says absolutely nothing. Doesn't answer the question.
Well, to me,
Why specifically did you go? I guess Tommy, why did you go for the sneak with?
Felt good about it. Didn't execute.
Yeah, it was just felt good about the call. Didn't get it done.
That's just blaming the players, in my opinion. Like, I made the right call. That's what I got out of that. That's what I got out of that. I made the right call, just didn't work. Must be
dialed up. I dialed up my secret play. My play to win the fucking Super Bowl. The play I dug deep in, fucking 4th and 1 in my own 33-yard line, late in the game, only down 2, at home. That's my go-to. That's the play we've been working on all off season. That's the one. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pull out my fucking rookie tight end and ask him to play quarterback and expect him to handle that snap. I mean, just freaking. And the fact, if he's got that much conviction over that play, that bastard shit needs to be laying in the street right now. I mean, it needs to.
Yeah.
It needs to be out. I mean, it's like, what the hell is Haslam doing? If we know this shit, he's got to know this shit.
He should be fired tomorrow morning and just put Schwartz in the rest of the year and just roll out with that.
Yeah, I don't care who I just don't got to be Schwartz.
That seat has never been hotter than it should be tonight. I mean, but it's escalating at the sideline too, guys. I mean, it's
as much as we love Fannin, just make Fannin the coach too. You know what I mean?
Might as well.
He could do a better job than Stefanski.
Yeah, I mean, and it's going. Look at the sideline today. This clip's going viral, and this stuff happens all the time. This isn't like something that's unique. You know, receivers and guys talking about it all the time. But again, this is your rookie quarterback at the second start. You got Jerry Jeudy here, who's a paid receiver. And you can see they're talking here. Shador's looking at the tablet there. You see Judy's pointing out a play. I think Judy's probably telling him, I'm open. Shador doesn't agree with it. You can see Shador right here, kind of going back at him, telling him, listen, you're not open. And he's pointing at him right here. You can see they're talking about it. And he said, I'm open, throw the ball. He goes, no, you're not. Here comes, and then Pochich has to step in and tell Judy basically just get away from him. And Shador was not very happy when he sat back down. He basically said, like, get out of here with that shit. It's kind of what his body language. So the frustration is boiling in now with the players on the side. And again, this right here is not uncommon. This happens all the time. I see it. I was part of it. But I just think your rookie quarterback's got to sit there and put up with this guy. This guy's frustrated because you paid him that kind of money, and then you put him out in this dink and dunk offense. You paid a receiver to co-play in that offense, an 8-play high school offense. It's everything's 10 yards or less, and he's frustrated, obviously. He wants the ball, and now he's going at it with your rookie who's sitting there trying to figure all this out. It's so bad that the center has to step in and tell him, get the hell out of here. We're done.
No, Shador's showing him that bonehead play he made last week where he's got to put his special move on. So that's what he went back and showed him. Like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking idiot. Here, right there, that right there, Jerry Jeudy should just be. I wish Pochich would have just picked him up and just carried him off the field and just threw him outside of the facility. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here. You can't catch the ball. And this is what you're doing to a rookie in a second start? You know what I mean? You can't even catch.
And every receiver, they always think they're open. He probably wasn't open on the play.
I don't care. It don't matter. He's going to drop the ball.
It's not a play that you should expect a rookie probably to make. I'm saying these receivers, every receiver thinks they're open. And sometimes they are. Like Dirk said, Bond was open. But
if you're calling for the ball, you better be catching the son of a bitches when they come to you.
Yeah, he's not a guy that should be over there making demands.
No, that guy should just you know what he should be saying? Shador, please give me an opportunity. Please give me another opportunity. I know I shit the bed all. Please give me another opportunity. He's over there gonna ruin this, potentially ruin this rookie in his second game. Get the hell out of here. I would love to Pochich just put him in like a headlock or some shit, or like DDT'd his ass. Enough.
In the words of a fan that was yelling as we heard cop sirens, you're going the wrong way. Stefanski's over here. Go get him and take him to jail. And then proceeded to say, Stefanski sucks. Ventrone sucks. Actually, we just suck.
You're going the wrong way.
Something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I just want to say I love you guys all very, very much. The roads are very precarious heading back from Ashtabula County. Just wanted to say, love you guys. Thank you for 1,000 subs. Joseph, can you tell? Because I'm gonna focus on not crashing this car. That's a lease. Can you tell them what to expect now with 1,000 subs? Can you remind them, Joseph?
Oh yeah, Mike's getting a tattoo, ladies and gentlemen. Once we hit 1,000 subs, Mike said he will go get a tattoo. Dan said Mike can't take all this Cleveland heat. But anyway, no, but yeah, we got the tattoo coming. We already planned it out. We got the spot. Mike, you're gonna get what tattoo? You gonna get?
The Cleveland Browns dog, the new one. I'm gonna try and do some interesting stuff with it, like some orange accents here and there. It's gonna be live streamed, so probably take about 2.5 hours. The way that where I'm getting it.
We're gonna document the whole thing and put the video out. I think we'll have it done by. Well, I got an idea. I'll just tell you. Well, Mike and I will talk about it. We'll talk about. I'll tell you. We'll talk about the record, but. Mike, you focus on the roads, brother. I appreciate.
Yeah, I love you guys so much. Apologies. The visibility is not good.
You got a quick thought on the Judy thing, real quick?
Yeah, Jerry Judy's an idiot. I don't know what. Here, I understand it's a frustrating season, but he's a rookie in his second start, and he hasn't played like poorly. He's made rookie mistakes, and he's going to miss dudes. He's still playing better or above average than what I expected in this offense. So I don't know what Judy's freaking the fuck out about. If it's like he's just worried about getting cut, he probably was going to get cut anyway. We're probably replacing almost every wide receiver on this offense. I mean, we're drafting one in the first round. We'll probably get someone in free agency, and we'll probably draft another one in this draft. Like, that whole receiver core is not coming back. I don't even know why they were freaking out.
Dan said, what's worse, the Roads or the Browns?
Oh, the Roads. The Roads right now, most certainly. I can't see a goddamn thing. So.
All right. Well, you get home safely, brother. I'll call you after the show. Make sure you get home. All right. So.
See you in the morning, Bob.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you, brother.
See you in the morning.
Shout out to TPF. But he said Roads are okay. Browns are always bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's good analysis. Wow, they must be really bad then, Dan said. But yeah, I mean, going back to that, I don't know. I just think, like it's somebody put earlier, you're seeing the implosion now. Your rookie quarterback in his second game is getting chewed out by a receiver where the center has to step in and tell him no more.
Right.
I don't know. You guys have any more thoughts on this? Jersey?
Judy should have been cut a while ago. I mean, but that's just here. They made that. They completed that transaction to get him, so they're in denial about it. Those are the kind of guys you can't have around. They're bad for your culture. They make your culture worse. You know, you shouldn't be up there talking to a rookie, especially a quarterback, in a second game like that. You know, when the cameras are on. You know, that's just and good for Shador for firing off on the asshole. That's just a terrible teammate. I get hit. Those receivers are the absolute worst. My gosh, but you can live with them as long as they catch the ball. This guy, there's no trade-off. So why is he even there? I mean, they should just boot his ass and get him the hell out of there. Just suck it up. I mean, what else are you going to lose? I mean, what pride are they holding on to? I mean, you swung and you missed on a $230 million. Okay, you swung and you missed on Jerry Judy. You know what I mean? Chalk it up. Just get rid of the asshole. He's starting to be a nuisance to your potential future quarterback. So get him the hell out of here.
I agree. Oh, Dan said earlier, he said Steve Smith told us years ago how garbage Judy was, and the dumbass Browns hired him. Yeah, Dan said put that clip up here. So just for you, Dan, I got the Jerry Judy thing right here. Here's
Broncos wide receiver Jerry Judy was walking by, and Steve called out to him, and he got a different reaction.
I called out to him because on my podcast, Cut to It, I just talked about guys that maybe have not showed up in the way or in the manner. And so the word that I've used to describe him in the past was a jag, just a guy. When I saw him, he's playing well. I wanted to say to him face to face, like, hey, I know I said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say to him. His response, Mike Ra, was ninja.
Ninja?
Yes, I'm using the word ninja. I'm just using the word ninja. I don't mess with you. And it was a curse word. And so I was like, all right. And then he repeated it. So I'll say it again. I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they draft you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you? I will say no, don't trade for Jerry Jeudy because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now.
How was that? Dan, you said well, we got Dan in the house now.
One of my favorite clips ever of a commentator.
I've never seen that.
One of my favorites ever. Jerry Jeudy, what a jag.
Talking shit to Steve Smith.
And then I knew when we got him, I'm like, oh my gosh. Holy cow.
But,
I had to
Dan,
come on tonight. Congratulations on 1,000.
Yeah, I appreciate you, and I appreciate your guys' help along the way. But actually, there we go. But yeah, what was your thoughts on today's game, bro? You heard us talk about a lot of things. So, or whatever.
Yeah, I unfortunately watched the entire game, which I rarely do for a Browns game. I'm usually hopping back and forth, but I just had to see what they put on the field today. I was very intrigued when it started. And then when it was 10-8 and we decided to go for it on 4th and 1 from our own 31-yard line and didn't just put Judkins in the Wildcat, our most effective and best offensive play, and decided to do a trick play and turn the game over. It was just vintage Stefanski, just vintage overthinking, bad football. What was the purpose of Shador being on the field for that play? Because normally if you're going to run a tush push or a play like that, you bring in an extra body or a lineman to push the guy.
Yeah, why not bring Aiden Huntington?
Shador was like 10 yards deep in shotgun, just staring at his wrist.
Yeah, it was
unbelievable.
It was the most obvious sneak ever. And if you watch it too, he was before 4 seconds left on the game clock. He wasn't even set. Nobody was set. They were all looking around. It looked so unorganized. And
it's not.
No wonder why the play ended the way it did.
If you're going to run a tush push, it's not a surprise. I mean, everybody knows when a team is effectively running a tush push, but it still works. You just have to do it properly. You got to bring a couple bigs in. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson should be running the tush push for the Cleveland Browns. I mean, that's, no one's going to stop that guy for a yard. I mean, but to line up in some surprise formation and do that was just wild.
What was your thoughts on the kickoff where the guy stepped out of made sure he didn't step out of bounds, but fielded at the 5-yard line?
I mean, just Browns being Browns. I mean, it's just the Browns being the Browns. I mean, it's just wild. Bad coaching. I mean, like I said in the comments earlier, what other NFL franchise do you know that could have Myles Garrett, one of the best rookie classes that has hit the team in a long time, and have a 3-win season in the worst division in football? I mean, it can only be us. And it all points to the same thing, the coach. I mean, that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We have so much young talent now, and Myles Garrett may be having the best defensive season a player in the NFL's ever had, and we're going to win 4 or 5 games.
Man, that's
with a weak schedule too. Like the schedule
it looked tough on paper at first, but then when you saw what all the teams were, you realized how easy it was halfway through. I mean, for God's sakes, we were still in the hunt at 3-8 on the graphic for the AFC.
Yeah,
we're off the graphic now officially.
Jets, Titans, Dolphins, everyone in the AFC North twice. I mean, God.
That's what makes it even more egregious because previous seasons they've had a tough schedule. I mean, so the way this has panned out, and this is it's every year it's the worst. It's the worst season yet. You know what I mean? So, I mean, when are they?
Straight losing season, 4th straight.
Yeah, but it's just a dysfunction and just the scratch in your head. I mean, it's at an all-time high this year. I mean, it's just when the hell do they end this shit? Like, why is this guy still here?
Meanwhile, I know you hate Mike McDaniels,
Oh my God!
but they've won 3 in a row, and they're 5-7, and I mean, they're creeping. Those players are playing for him.
Creeping.
Oh my gosh.
Those players are playing for him.
That's pretty bad when Mike McDaniels is getting more traction out of his players.
And it's very clear with the play calling that Stefanski is not ready to trust Shador with any type of down the field offense. I mean, they had the restrictors on. So, I mean, we were down 2 scores, and we're running Judkins 3 straight times, which I'm usually completely fine with. But there was no pace, there was no urgency, there was no effort to get the ball down the field. It was just
or a bubble screen on the sideline on third down.
With Jameis, they threw the ball down the field last year.
I think Jameis was audibling to those plays because he just didn't give a shit, probably.
Well, maybe, but they should probably do that because that's crazy.
Yeah, and why do we have Njoku on our team?
Right.
I agree.
We probably could have got a 3rd-round pick for the guy. We're probably not going to pay him again since we have Fannin. And then we've targeted him like 5 times since the deadline, and he's just loving every bit of it. He doesn't even have to get hit, doesn't have to go to the ground. He's just getting paid. And
well, he said, remember his press conference after the trade deadline, he said, "I love Cleveland, baby." And he was up there smiling and laughing and getting mad at reporters for asking was he not even get paid. But yeah, I just I don't understand why he just doesn't fire him tomorrow. Like, just get it over with.
Well, if you want to retain Jim Schwartz, you probably should do it before the end of the season, because with the way this defense is playing and the product they're putting on the field, who's not gonna interview Schwartz for a head coaching job?
Yeah, I mean, somebody's gonna give him at least a look.
Or if Vrabel takes him, and if Vrabel, comes to get him and then goes, put all the chips in the middle for Miles and tries to make something happen there to rebuild that dynasty, which they're already the best team in the AFC, which is even crazier.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be another thing as well with Miles. I mean, he has a no trade request or no trade clause, excuse me. So I think it would have to be till June when they can file, like June 1st, I think, so they wouldn't take the cap hit if he wanted to be moved. But if I'm Miles, I mean, why would I want to stick around for this? I mean,
hell no. All he's doing right now is he's going to be the great answer to like a trivia question in 50 years. Who had the most sacks ever in a season? People are like, who the fuck is Myles Garrett? Who did he play for? The fucking Browns?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How'd the Browns have the best defensive player ever and they didn't win shit?
Yeah. He has to make a move, Jersey. I just don't understand. Like, we've been talking about, I talk about this all the time. He's got to make a move. I mean, you don't give that guy that kind of money. Like I was talking with Roll Goldstein from the Stump Show on the phone this week. We were talking about it. He said the same thing. He's like, you don't give that guy that kind of money, and if he doesn't want certain people around, he has the leverage now. You gave him the money like that, you got to stick with him. It's still a hard contract to trade no matter what. It's not just an easy guy you just trade away. You're never gonna get the value that he has.
Oh hell no! He's a once in a lifetime
generational player, right? So it's like you kind of got to if he, and I don't think Miles. If you look at Miles's comments this year and post games, and when he's pissed after the Patriots game when he had a career day, I mean, it's pretty obvious where he stands on things. He went out of his way to give Shador credit. I thought in that press conference last week, he made sure to put that out there. And he's made subtle jabs, going back to the offseason throughout the season. If he wants a change done, Haslam's got to make it done. He's got to do it now.
Yeah.
Well, you think having Myles Garrett should win you like 5 to 6 games by itself.
Right.
So Stefanski's getting us -3 wins.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling, man.
I think they'll beat Tennessee, so they'll be 4 for sure wins.
Well, you think they'll beat Tennessee, but is there a game that Cam Ward's going to gear up more than for playing Shador?
Yeah, I don't think it matters if.
By the way, our secondary is not as good as people think it is.
It's not.
It's not.
They're blessed to have the defensive line in the pass rush.
Exactly.
And safety play is not that good.
They get carved up.
But that injury hurt too. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, San Francisco started moving the ball a lot more effectively once Collins got hurt.
Well,
mean,
they
he's having
find
a Pro
Miles
Bowl
Harden
year.
on the field. They find Miles Harden wherever he is on the field. That's what receivers get in the ball.
Yeah, they target Miles Harden, and then if Rashawn Jenkins is out there or Ronnie Hickman in coverage, they're making sure they attack that as well to get that.
Yeah. Our secondary needs improvement.
That's why, if Shedeur can be the guy, if they want to stick with him after the season, I'm looking at a guy like Caleb Downs in the draft. They need to finally get that ball hawk safety back there to just cover a whole half of the field. Because you got a guy rushing the pass like Myles Garrett. You can create a lot of turnovers with that kind of guy. Or just, he could do a lot of different things with that. I think it would just solidify that defense, but they don't have that. And but they have so many different holes too. You need a receiver, you need an offensive lineman. You still got to make sure you need a quarterback. So, if you do roll Shedeur, you still need a lineman and receivers. Have you ever seen in your lifetime a worse receiving core than this one at the NFL level?
Can I say something real quick? Actually, now that a thought just popped in my mind. In 2 weeks, Kevin Stefanski went from punting on an opposing 29-yard line.
Yep, to going for it.
It on his own 33.
That was in 1 week. That was 1 week, dude. That was 1 week.
What a turnaround! I mean, man.
I think
all
you
it
watched
took
Dan
was a
Campbell
flight
on
back from
Thanksgiving.
Vegas to be like, you know what? I shouldn't have punted on my own on an opposing 29, so I'll just go for it on the 33 of my own. I mean, totally. I mean, what?
You know, D. Podesta was somewhere in the Rocky Mountains laughing his ass off, drinking a fucking Smirnoff Ice.
I mean, that should fire. Stefanski should be like, if I'm Haslam, that's the first question I'm asking Stefanski. You went from punting on your own 20 or on an opponent's 29 to today in a one possession game going for it on your own 33. Like, that is insane.
Yeah. I didn't think of that till you said that. I forgot about that last week because I was bitching about that too. But all of it, and then when they can't even field a punt, and then they can't even we can't even do kickoffs correctly anymore. I mean, we can't even do basic stuff that high schoolers do. I mean, it's insane.
Did you guys?
That makes you wonder.
Did you guys see the clips of the Browns D lineman calling Juwan Jennings a hoe in the locker room?
Yeah, I saw that whole thing. I know there was a play with Shelby. What was that? It was Shelby Harris.
Yeah, Shelby Harris. It was when Malik Collins went down. Juwan Jennings started slapping his gums around and got in all the D line's face. And then when they got up in his face, he hid behind the O line.
Yeah, because I know Miles said something about him after the game, and then Shelby Harris just flat out said he was a hoe, and he said, "I want that."
Yeah, he said he was a hoe.
He said, "No wonder why." He said, "No wonder why that dude hit him in the nuts."
I'm gonna pull that out. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, I mean,
our poor D line, our poor front seven on defense. I mean, they deserve so much better. It's wild. I mean, for Carson Schlesinger to have the season he's having, for our D line to be playing the way Myles Garrett is. I mean, they just got to be out there like, what more could we do to win than this? I mean, we're just completely inept on offense.
Yeah. Here's Shelby Harris right here.
He's a hoe, and I want that known. Like, I push the nuts. There's some things that enough man ever, but like I don't respect it because you say that then run behind your O line. That's some real soft shit, and I want that. I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
I didn't see that shit.
Yeah,
I want that known.
He said he's
like,
a hoe.
I see why he got punched.
Oh, here it is. I'll play. I didn't have a screen.
For me, at least, he's a hoe, and I want that known. Like I see why he got punched in the nuts because that's some like he said some things that you should not say to another man ever. But like I don't respect it because you say that then run behind your O line. That's some real soft shit, and I want that known. I see exactly why they punched the nuts. I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
Here's Miles on it after the game as well.
He's a and I want that known.
Oh.
Like I see why he got punched in the nuts because that's some like he said some things that you should not say to another man ever. Like, I don't respect
He's
you
a
when you
hoe.
say
I
that,
want
then
that
I'm not gonna
known.
lie. That's some real soft shit. And I want that known. I see exactly why they punch the nuts. I'm surprised nobody punched the nuts out yet.
Here's Miles.
Can't speak for how he was raised, but hey, if you have nothing good to say, don't say something to somebody. He had a lot to say that was demeaning and disparaging towards some of our players.
He's a
That
there you
Gatorade
go.
jacket was tough. That Gatorade jacket.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
was
was
looking
cool
at
as
that
hell.
That's tough.
But
He's a hoe.
and he
I
wants
want
that
that.
to be known.
I want that known that he's a hoe. Them
I
wide
want that guy.
receivers and DBs, they jaw it up on that field, but those dudes aren't. Most of them aren't any bigger than a normal civilian, and they're out there barking at just complete just insanely sized human beings, just ready to get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
He's a hoe.
That should be on a T-shirt in all the local shops.
Hey, we gotta get a media pass so I gotta meet that cat.
We can start doing T-shirts. We can start doing T-shirts, Rusty. That's what you
I
do with
want the
pods,
hoe.
dude. You start selling them T-shirts. We could do the old "He's a Hoe" Juwan Jennings T-shirt.
That might be one of our first ones we make. 'Cause I'm already thinking about some other shirts, but that's coming soon.
We need one that's cracking eggs with like a Cleveland Browns skillet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're cracking eggs jersey. Remember that? And remember
Oh, God, I'm getting
all the
started.
trolls.
eggs.
Remember, fans, if you question the Browns, you're a troll.
Yeah.
Cracking eggs.
I mean, how bad does that statement look after today?
You talk about a hoe. That's a hoe right there.
There he goes.
He's a hoe, and I want it known.
Yeah.
I want it known. He's a hoe.
He went on the record. I can't wait for the Twitter response. That's gonna get good.
Yeah. He said, I can't wait to hear Shady rip Jerry Judy. Judy was running his routes like he was wearing a pair of Timberlands.
Nice, yeah, stuck in the mud.
That's a great comment.
Unlaced Timberlands.
Yeah. Get rid of Stefanski. Yeah, we all agree with that. Beast Girls is laughing again. He likes when you go off on JW. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. We all agree that I don't know what they're waiting on. Fire the man tomorrow. Let's get Jim Schwartz in there, and let's see if we could sell. You're not winning anything this year, but see if you can have some momentum going into next year. Can we get the most out of the quarterback and have some positive, just be better overall as a team and establish something? Because right now they haven't established anything offensively and special teams. That special teams unit, I don't know. Stefanski should be fired for not firing Bubba Ventrone.
Well, the problem with our special teams is we got special teamers starting on our offense and defense. So our special teamers are real special. Half of our offense and defense wouldn't even start for other teams. They're the special teamers.
I don't even think they'd be on my special teams unit. They don't even know. The guy didn't know the ball was going out of bounds, and he caught it and stepped out of the 5. I mean, that was. I mean, Cam Thomas. Everybody in the world knew they're not hiking that ball that day, and he still jumped.
Well, you know where we got Malachi Corley from? I mean, talk about another horrible wide receiver room, the Jets, and he got cut by them.
Yeah, we take everybody's trash.
Yeah, just bring him in.
Not. Yeah, we take everybody's who they want out of their building.
I mean, they're starting John Michie and A.D. Mitchell as their starting receivers, and we got Malachi Corley. We got their scraps.
A.D. Mitchell went off today.
Yeah, I saw that. And Tyrod somehow looked halfway decent.
Yeah, you should have saw.
Talk about a team that stinks.
Yeah, you should have saw Corey's reaction to that live in person. He
oh my gosh!
He said, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh!" And he said, "I got to go to the bathroom." I went to the bathroom. had a couple minutes to himself. With his Kirk Cousins jersey on. But anyways, he said, "Practice squad of the league. Other guys garbage."
Exactly.
Yeah, they are the practice squad of the league.
Yeah, we're still in the expansion draft with half our team.
Oh. He said, "Yeah, the Jets beat the Falcons." Yeah, but like we said today, everyone, like the thumbnail says, they're still cheeks. They're 6-34 or 6-23, excuse me, since January of 2023 when they fired everybody. And And yeah, let's go for it on 4th and 1. He's the smartest guy in the room with our rookie tight end, who's probably never taken a snap exchange ever in his life. He played DB in high school, so I know he didn't ever. But still cheeks. But they got another bad team next week at home. The Titans, who looked absolutely terrible today against the Jaguars. So we'll go around the horn like we always do. To end the show, what's your score prediction for next week? Put it in the comments right now. And we'll go. You go, Jersey, you go ahead first. What do you got next week? Titans at the Browns. The toilet bowl. The real toilet bowl.
Oof.
Yeah, you ain't shitting.
The Carnell Tate Bowl.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The Carnell Tate Bowl. Who wants Carnell Tate more?
Wolf76 says we will lose next week. We score 6 points. That's it.
Oh, I don't know about that. We got to score more than 6 on the Titans. If we score 6, we might still beat the Titans because they shouldn't be able to score a single point on our defense.
I got 13-13 tie.
Yeah, the old tie. bet the tie. I think 13's a lot for the Titans to score, but their defense could score on us. I mean, they might run back a kick or something. I could see a little Chimere DK kick return or something coming right down the pipe like first play just to completely silence the crowd.
Beast Girl says 30-3 Browns.
Ooh, 30. Oof.
Mistake really bad of the Titans,
30.
man.
That's 2 games of Stefanski scoring.
And next Sunday,
Right.
we don't know what the weather's going to be yet, but it could be snowy, windy. I mean, you never know. So, I mean, typical.
Man, I think if it was 80 and sunny, we'd score 16.
All right.
I got 21-10 Browns.
21-10 Browns.
Yep. Oh, 3 tutties, huh? I think it's going to be a field goal game. I think we're in one of those 16-9 games. I'll go 16-9 Brownies.
I'm gonna go.
They'll beat their average for the season points wise and get to 16.
I'm gonna say 20-6 Browns. 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. 20-6. They'll get 20.
Will Njoku have more than 2 targets?
No. Fannin will have 12 to fucking 14, which I'm okay with. But
yeah,
might as well but you got 2 of them. Use them both.
Exactly. Run 2 tight ends. Here, keep all the receivers off the field for God's sakes. Have Samson, Judd, and Njoku and Fannin all in there in a cluster with the line and just see what happens.
By the way,
who cares about the receivers?
I forgot to tell you, he ended up getting the first down. Jerome Ford, when they trotted Jerome Ford out for the first 3rd down conversion instead of Samson, that section that I was in was about as hot as they've been all in the whole game.
Yeah,
I mean,
talk about
they were
special
more mad
teamer.
at that. They're like 3rd and 8, you're trotting out Jerome Ford. Stefanski, you suck. Where's Samson? So I thought that was kind of odd too. The first 3rd down conversion they had, Jerome Ford instead of Samson was.
They need to have Samson returning kicks anyway. That dude's explosive. He needs to be returning kicks.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, put him back there return kicks. I mean, for God's sakes, the Commanders use Deebo Samuel to return kicks. He's a $80 million, number 1 wideout. You can put your rookie back there and let him create some, explosive.
You need
plays.
a spark. We
got Gage Larvadan back there, who's the modern day freaking Hollywood Higgins. He had a great preseason, so we're just gonna run him out all goddamn year.
You need a spark. I agree.
Chantel, good to see you. The 49ers are legendary today. Thanks, Shaduki. Says Lorraine Davidson.
Oh, brother, don't say that here.
I'm just reading the comment.
No, I'm telling you that.
Cam Ward is going to be tough. The Titans are horrible. Well, I was looking at the stats real quick. The Titans have scored more than 20 points this season 4 times. The Browns twice. So,
watch Cam Ward come out and just carve that ass up.
Would it surprise you?
No, it wouldn't surprise. 11. What do they got to lose? He's playing against Shador. They've been talking shit to each other all year, and in the preseason about who's better than who. I mean, Cam Ward's gonna be geared up for that game, dude. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna help because I think he stinks too, but
I mean, he's got
Right.
he can get off against some of them dudes in the secondary.
And talk about no wideouts. I mean, the Titans might be competing with the Browns for worst wideouts. I mean, their wideout room is their offense is just horrible. They got nothing.
Tajay Spears.
Okay. Did he even get on the field today?
He's been hurt a lot of the year, but I don't know. I don't like either of these teams, honestly. But I mean, I like
no
Miles.
one does. Take the under. Everyone take the under.
Take the under. I mean, I
Whatever
love
it is,
Myles
it's probably
Garrett in
like
this
29.
matchup. I wouldn't doubt if Miles broke the record next week because that's the
That
game
may
to do
happen.
it. But does it really matter if the Browns will it affect the winning? Probably not, because I saw him had a 5-sack game this year and he was still throwing us home at the end of the game. So
Miles is going to have more sacks than the Browns have touchdowns.
I didn't like I didn't like
close.
Yeah, I didn't like the Judy stuff. I can't stand the head coach anymore. Special teams is an absolute wreck. I mean, a tie is actually not a bad prediction, Gergs. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's.
I mean, hopefully, whoever's at that game does not have to suffer through 5 quarters of this.
And if nobody went to that game today in his first home start, I mean, next week might be. You want to talk about empty? I mean, there might be more people at the state championship games this weekend in Canton.
Oh, there 100% will be.
By far.
Yeah.
I think there was more people at the Imposition Friday. So
and better wideouts.
Oh, easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
Yeah, better wide receivers for sure.
I saw guys at Avon Friday night that could run routes better than anybody on our team. So
certainly better coaching.
Yeah, by far, not even close.
Put Coach Elder in there.
Yeah, Mike Elder. I bet you. Can you go? I should have told him that. Hey, can you go coach the Browns? Just forget this. We need your help. Come save us. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, I think the Titans are going to win. I don't know why. I don't
probably
unless they fire Stefanski this week. I think the Titans will somehow just pull, and I think that should be the dagger for Stefanski. If that isn't what gets him fired, but that locker right now is so demoralized and just so uninspiring. At least the Titans already fired their coach, and they know they're building for the future. So those guys ain't got nothing to play. They got nothing to lose. They already know what they got an idea, and they know Cam Ward's gonna be their guy moving forward. He's just got to build around him, get more stability. So. And that those two are going to go at it. They're going to try to outduel each other, which I don't like because I think both of them are probably going to throw a couple picks next week, trying to force the ball down the field. But at the end of the day, I just think the Titans somehow win on a field goal. I'll say 17-14 Titans.
Name any NFL team you've ever seen that the Browns would have beat the way they played the second half today.
None. I think the 0-17 team would have beat them.
I mean.
Yeah,
you got to dig one. The 1979 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think the 0-17 team would have beat them.
Who, when they asked the coach Jim Mora how he felt about his team's execution, he said, "I'm in favor of it." One of the greatest press conferences of all time. He said, "How do you feel about your team's execution today?" He goes, "I'm in favor of it."
I gotta find that.
Yeah, I can't find that. I've never seen
Jim Mora.
I think
he had the best.
I think it was Jim Mora Sr. It may have been the Seahawks, though. I can't remember who did it. Just look up execution press conference.
It could only be Jim Mora.
I think it was Jim Mora Sr. I think.
I
think it might have been the Seahawks.
Second.
But if you just type in the execution press conference, it's one of the greatest quotes ever.
Hold on, I'll find it.
Oh my God. I can hear him saying it too.
He said, "I'm in favor of it."
It was John McKay.
John McKay, yes, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yep, yeah, John McKay for the Bucks.
I'll find that 1 second. Yeah, John McKay. He says, "I'm in favor."
I don't know if I've ever seen the video though. I don't know if I've ever seen video of it. I think I just read it.
Yeah, I don't know if it is. Yeah, because that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think he said it to a newspaper reporter. He said I'm in favor of it. Just wanted the team to die.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Hold on. I got a. Goodson said, "Where's Goodson?"
Oh, Goodson.
He said, "I shot the Goodson. He said, get your WWJJD bracelets for the game. What would Jerry Judy do bracelets? They are free and are for moral support. When you make a tough choice, you'll be reminded there's a guy out there that can fuck up a wet dream." That's from our boy Goodson. Shout out to Goodson.
I mean, the guy led the league in drops last year. Already has more this year than last year.
Yeah.
And he's barking at a quarterback. And he made $40 million. We gave him $40 million.
If I was Shador, every time he's open, I'd just throw it out of bounds right over him. You ain't getting the ball. Go sit down.
Well, he did that a couple of times today anyway.
Well, I think Steve Smith and Dion are pretty close. So you already know what that conversation's like with Steve Smith and Dion about Judy after that video came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you believe you guys gave him 18 million? 19 million. Ugh.
Yeah, a 3-year deal.
Oof.
3 year.
Jerry Judy may have just became the most hated guy on the planet tonight after doing that shit to Shador.
Yeah, he's gonna be. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, that's gonna be. That's not gonna be good for him.
He's gonna need this fucking Secret Service.
That's nothing new. Okay, on the sidelines, but usually it's like a actual number one receiver that does it.
Yeah.
Like, like someone actually good.
Yeah, we're the only team in the league that Amari Cooper could pop out of retirement and instantly be our number one.
Right.
Well,
and he's been to the glue factory.
Yeah, it's so bad. I can't believe he decided to pop off. Like, dude, you suck. Like, why are you acting like you're mad?
I got this video. We'll end with this. It's John McKay's classic quotes, and I just was watching some of them, and they were pretty good. Here's John McKay.
That's probably going to cost me quite a bit of money. That was the worst officiated football game in the history of the world.
We can't stop a pass or a run. Otherwise, we're in great shape. We've now proven we can't play on the road or in home. So we would like to have a neutral site. That's a lot of sense. So we made up for it by not tackling.
He is the most accurate passer there is in football. If you give him his time, we gave him time to have a sandwich and have a salad and a pie out of before we got to
It's all right. You had to catch his mitt, you had to cut it.
Was there any strategy
Jerry
with
Judy
throwing
Sr.
short passes yesterday instead of long passes?
The strategy, I think, was that if he waited any longer, he might have got killed.
There are a hell of a lot of careers going in Monday. Put down, I'll change this drill. This looks like a fire drill in a third grade school. I've seen bad football teams. This is the worst I've ever seen.
Bothers me that they've picked us to be the worst team in football. Now, this hurts me. Second worst team, I could stand it, but not the worst team.
Shout out to John McKay. But
I wish they had his execution line in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in favor of it.
I wonder what. Hold on, let me get that full quote because that is. I never knew that one either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Browns. I'm not in favor of anything they're doing. That's for sure. Yeah, the quote was. Where is it? Well, the neutral site. Oh, yeah, right here. However, McKay's famous quote, bar none, was an answer to a question. What do you think of your team's execution, coach? McKay replied, I'm in favor of it. That's all he said. He didn't say anything else after that. I'm in favor of it. That's all he said. That's awesome. But sounds like a whole Brown season of mistakes. Yeah. Judy acts like he's so great. He drops the ball. He drops balls when they are thrown to him or fumbles because he sucks. Well, yeah. How can he get mad at Shador for the play last week? But Shador found him down the field, and he decided to skip to my Lou down the field and get it punched out from behind. How can he yell at Shador this week, Jersey?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm never in favor of any of that. But this shit go on the sidelines, but here, you better be worth a shit. You better at least be able to catch a fucking football before you're out there talking shit to somebody on the sideline. This guy, he made one of the most fucking bonehead plays I've ever seen last week, and he's got the nerve to stand there and fucking bitch somebody out on the sideline. That's fucking. Why is he there? Get that fucking idiot out of there with Stefanski. Send them both out. Fucking idiot. Dress down your rookie quarterback in front of everybody. Get the hell out of here.
Oh man, I wish you were in charge, Jersey. It'd be cleaned house. There'd be boxes outside. I mean,
Modern
everybody.
day John McKay. A lot of careers ending on Monday.
I'd do it Tuesday. Let me. If I could get up there, I would.
Everybody's stuff will be out the road in Berea tomorrow morning.
I would be tearing everything. I'd tear the facility to pieces, man. I would. I'd drive a car through the fucking.
If interim head coach Mike McCoy and the Tennessee Titans come into Cleveland next week and beat these Browns, they better fire Kevin Stefanski.
Oh, I mean, what do the Titans got to lose? Nothing to lose. They're ready to win a game. They've been looking forward to this game on the schedule.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I picked them. This is perfect setting for them. The Browns,
Let's go get a win. All we got to do is block 95. It's block 95. That's all we got to do.
You know, the Browns, they're going to walk in all week and see this guy stand up in front of them still, telling them how to do, what to do. So, yeah, I mean, it's bad. My gosh. Yeah, this one you thought it'd get any worse than last year it did. But anyways, but you guys got any final thoughts on the Browns before we get up out of here?
Their cheeks.
Dog shit.
They've upgraded from buns to cheeks.
But, well, Dan and Gerg,
please,
appreciate
if you're watching, do not go to the Browns games. Gosh,
yeah, I agree.
Don't go to the games.
Yeah,
do not
don't waste your
encourage them.
money.
That stadium should be empty by the end of the year.
Dan, it was pretty bare today, man.
Yeah, well, I still feel bad for every family that went, including yours.
Don't feel bad for us. We still had fun.
I'm sad your kids, their first experience NFL football is what they saw today.
Wouldn't have it any other way. We got to see Shador's first home start.
Dad, are they supposed to catch the kickoff right there? I thought they were supposed to punt on this end of the field.
Jace was shaking his head a ton.
Oh, had to be.
Yeah. My stepdad was, we took him and he was just like cussing every 5 seconds. My daughter's like, they really are bad, aren't they, Dad? I'm like,
Joe,
yes.
You remember the picture Bauer used to post to the guy chucking the beer bottle, the Browns fan chucking the beer bottle?
Yeah.
That's one of the best ones. That needs to be a thumbnail on one of these pods. It's one of the greatest Browns
I've had that one
ever.
up here many times. That was on a lot of my older ones.
Oh, yeah. One of the best.
I wonder if he's still going to the games. I wonder if he's still got ticks.
He probably is. He probably is. Probably they're dressed as a Thanksgiving turkey or something in the upper deck.
Yeah, I got it right. Where is it? There it is. The classic image of.
This is Browns 101 here. This should be our mascot.
Yeah, I'll get it. Hold on, we get a full.
They should just have a cartoon version of this guy in the middle of the field chucking a beer bottle.
Yeah, there he is.
Yes. The most mild-mannered, white-bread dude just hawking his beer bottle. Probably got his kid sitting next to him. Just had enough. Look at that guy. Look at that haircut.
Good to see you, Ryan. I'll see you the next one, brother. Thanks for tuning in.
That haircut doesn't get out of line often. It takes a Browns game to get that guy out of line. Look at that.
Quick,
Chris, that looks like Cleveland from years ago.
I just wanted to say to Quick Clips, anytime come on the show, I'd love to discuss your hate towards me. I see you in the comments saying that I hate Shador. What did I say bad about Shador today?
Chris, doesn't that look like Chris, doesn't that look like a parts guy you know?
What?
Doesn't that guy look like a parts guy you know?
Oh, that's definitely a parts guy.
No, the one that you used to work with,
One I used to work with at
Cleveland.
He's got to switch his mind about hating on Shador.
Yeah, that's funny.
The hair.
Yeah.
That about sums up the season right there, though. That's it. I mean,
No, dude. I'm gonna tell you something. That and his name's Cleveland. That's even better. But no, that is definitely should be the mascot of the Cleveland Browns. The picture of showing the Browns. I mean, that is a great photo.
You do have to take it easy on Shador, Chris. Though this wasn't his fault.
I didn't say it was his fault. I actually have said all year that it's no quarterback's fault that they're losing any of these games. They are losing based on their coaching and their inability.
So hold on. If you were the Browns and you're going in the draft next year with 2 picks probably in the top 12, are you drafting a quarterback?
No.
Oh, so you're good with Shador. You're good with him being the piece for a minute.
I said they shouldn't have drafted a quarterback last year. You have so much.
I'm telling you, Shador, you're going to roll Shador out as your starter week 1 next year.
I just say earlier in the show that you should start Shador for the rest of the year. He is the best.
I didn't say the rest of the year. I said next year. Are you drafting a quarterback in the top 12 next year? Or are you going to ride with Shador to open the season and build around him?
I'm definitely not drafting a quarterback now.
You're not fully answering the question. See, this is what Quick Clips is talking about, Chris.
No, that's not what he's talking about.
You're avoiding the question.
No,
are
because
you running Shador out week 1 next year and building your team around him from what you've seen so far?
And I'm answering the question if you would just be quiet and listen. I'm saying I'm looking in free agency, and if there's a better option, then I'm getting it. But
okay, so free agents. Let's talk about free agents. Jacoby Brissett or Shador.
Probably Shador.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones or Shador.
Shador.
See, that was a long thought, though.
I was thinking about it.
This is what Quick Clips is talking about.
That's not. Why?
Dan said that.
Shador
Just set the trap.
All right, Kirk Cousins or Shador.
Oh God,
Shador.
That's
Shador.
That's not even a thought. Like I said, dude, you have to build a foundation. You need a left tackle.
So what free agent you think's coming here?
I didn't say. I said if you find a
only
free
through
agent.
draft and trading.
But if not, yeah, I would roll Shador out.
Mariota or Shador?
Shador.
I think the better is it Mariota or Dylan Gabriel.
Well, yeah. I would rather
Carson
have
Wentz or Shador.
Who?
Carson Wentz or Shador? Oh,
Shador.
Oh, see.
Well, you want to know what you have when he has competence around him. But right now, as I said, all year, it doesn't matter if it's Dylan Gabriel, freaking Shador, Tom Brady. I've said it all year. It doesn't matter. It's dysfunction all around him. It's not going to work.
JJ McCarthy or Shador?
I would probably go JJ McCarthy.
Even after this year he's had, huh? This is what Quick Clips is talking about.
You can keep saying that at all. Ask Jersey that question.
Michigan
Homer.
That question. Michigan Homer.
Ask Jersey that question. Ask Joseph that question.
I didn't ask him.
I know, and I'm telling you to ask him that question. I don't think it's a reach by saying JJ McCarthy over Shador. I mean, Little Joe. I mean, do you?
I mean, JJ's had an awful rough year throwing to one of the best wide receivers in football with a great.
Yeah,
coach.
before the season, I would have said JJ, but now in our situation, because he's already here, I would just keep Shador. I would keep Shador regardless, because I think it's only been 2 games, but I think there's stuff I can work with and develop. He sat most of the year. Now he's starting to play. Get a better coach in there. I think you can work with them and build out the rest of the roster with other pieces. I don't see a quarterback in this draft that I would. I mean, I know Mike's on the Mendoza train. We'll see how much the train that's on after the game this Saturday against the
It's
Buckeyes.
just flavor of the month.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see where that's at after the game Saturday when he
That's
plays.
what's trending in Mike's world.
When he plays in an NFL defense. I don't know how many guys are really even going to come out. So I think
I agree.
I mean,
Don't draft one.
Dante Moore's not coming out. I've heard from people that would know. Ty Simpson, I don't know if he comes out. Lenore Sellers has got talent, but that's not a guy I'd take in the top 12. And Mendoza. What's that? Oh, I think he had the dip. And Mendoza, I don't know about him. I mean, I want to see him. We'll see what he does Saturday. If he has a big game Saturday, then maybe who knows. But I'd rather keep Shador over Mendoza right now. I don't like any of these quarterbacks in the draft this year.
I'm with Chris. If you drafted somebody, it's no good. It's no good. Well, here, let's just say they drafted somebody next year, and you still have the same shit around them. The quarterback's going to get ruined, right?
Right. No, I agree.
So I believe with Shador Sanders, what I've seen in Shador Sanders, as long as I watch him play, the confidence that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like today. Like how many rookies would have stood up today and got in that fucking receiver's face, tuned his ass up like he did? Not many. So I'm in a perfect world, and that coaching, Stefanski's wiped out. There's a real coach brought in, and there's a great QB coach, and there's the right people put around Shador Sanders. I want Shador Sanders. I want him just because of his confidence. I want him. I just think his desire to win. I don't think he's playing for fucking money. He's clearly not playing for money. I think he wants it, but I think the dude really wants to follow his dad's footsteps. You know what I mean? I think he really wants to be a Hall of Famer. And so they just got to get the right people around him. So I'd rather have Shador. I just think.
Oh, I like Shador more now because he's gone through this whole year.
Yeah, I do too. I think
development. I think teams jump off of guys too early a lot of times.
Yeah,
and I think the guys that truly get developed and finally get the right structure around them. I mean, look at Sam Darnold, bad structure around him. And he went from team to team. Everybody said he was a bust. Baker, when he left here, everybody said he was a bust. It's all about structure. When you finally let these guys develop and let them, settle in, they could be who you want them to be. And quarterback play in the NFL right now is not what it used to be at all. It's at the all-time low. So the bar is not that high.
Well, this guy's trying to play it the right way. He likes to hang in the pocket.
The throw he made today, where he sat in the pocket and flung it downfield and got that. He got hit on the arm. Yeah, I like that.
So you just get the right coaching around him, the right guys to help develop him. Yes, does he hold the ball longer? Yes, but that you can work that out of a guy. But you can't make a guy confident. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't give them desire. You can't give them. He has all that shit. So, and he makes you money. You know what I mean? Let's face it, that's part of it too. So, and he'll put you on TV. He's going to make you an ass load of money. You're going to be a hot ticket. So, if I own that team, I want this guy to work. I am putting everything I can around this guy, the best of the best around this guy, to try to make it, pan out, and because there's so much money to be made. You know what I mean? So many wins. So I stick with him because there's nothing about him that tells me there's absolutely no way he can't be great in this league.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick. Hey, quick clips. I'm back to you, buddy. You can come at me with all my takes all you want on Shador Sanders. I call it like I see it. But one thing you're not going to attack is you're going to say that my life is bad and I'm a liar. Bro, you don't know me. All right. You want to go in the comments and say all you want. That's fine. Come on the show. Talk to me like a man, not behind the computer, and I'll show you. But I guarantee you, every person on this panel will tell you one thing about me. I don't lie, and I don't stand behind lies. So know your facts or shut your mouth. Period, point blank. All right? I don't show my face because I don't want to show my face, not because I'm scared of little boys like you. All right? So don't call me a liar because I ain't no liar. You said earlier that Shador's being held back by Stefanski. I've said it all year that it doesn't matter what quarterback is, Stefanski's holding them back. I've said it for 3 years. Stefanski's not the coach for this team. He's coached them as far as he can. Now they need someone to change the culture. All right? You running your mouth behind the keyboard ain't cool. All right? My life's great. I live a great life. All right? You don't know me. Don't act like you do. It's Shador Sanders. I ain't about to fight over Shador Sanders. Okay? But when someone tries to check me and my personal, that ain't cool. All right? Know your role and chill out. Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah. So I got the Browns losing next week. Jersey, you had them winning. Chris had them winning. Dan had them winning. I think Dan had them winning, right? Or no, Chris, you had a tie. I think Dan never
No,
gave.
I said 21-10. I was joking about the tie. Well, halfway joking about the tie.
I don't think it's unrealistic,
But 21-10 Browns.
Okay. I think what was Dan? Did Dan have them winning? I can't remember.
Yeah, he did. He said I think 17-6 maybe.
Okay. I mean,
Maybe
I wouldn't be
something
surprised
like
if they
this.
won, but based on the stuff I saw today, I'm just not picking them. I just can't. I have no. I don't have belief. I don't know the players do. I mean, I don't have any belief. I don't in this team. Not the defense. Just they're terrible. Yeah, he should be fired by tomorrow morning. That's all I got to say. So, Gergs, I appreciate you coming on like always, brother. We'll see you next week. I'm sure if they lose, that'll be chaos as usual. So we'll see you next week.
See ya. See you
Go
guys.
Bucks. Go Bucks.
See you, man.
Yeah, man, that was a beat down. It is what it is, right?
Nah, for sure. But all right, well, I'll see you, bro.
See you, man.
But Jersey, you got anything you want to add before we get up out here? I mean, 1K subscribers.
Absolutely. Just absolutely amazing. You know, it's amazing how fast it happens. You know, took so long to grind out to 500, but you hit 500 and now 1,000 comes, and it's just amazing how it works. But here, all the credit goes to you and people who watch. You know, you had a vision to do this almost 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, and started it. And most guys, everybody wants to do a podcast and everybody starts a podcast, but nobody sticks with the podcast. And you stuck with it, you know, for 400 episodes. Just a lot of thought. I get to, all you people watching, I get to see all the passion put into it, the thought, preparation, studying. You know, a lot of people don't know this. I mean, he's written articles for Jason Whitlock. I mean, there's you know, there's a lot that he has to do to put his content together, and there's so much more to come. Because if you watch all of his episodes, his first episode, where he talks about his battle with overcoming anxiety and agoraphobia. Had it not been for that, he might not be doing this, but it's kind of held him back in a sense. So now, you know, things are really starting to happen, and it's just great to see. So just all credit to Joseph. I'm just glad I've been able to be a part of it. You know, myself, my wife, his mom, his sister, you know, be supportive and always be a part of it. And but again, it's all we do it for the fans. We do it for people to watch, and we just love the people that stayed loyal. Chris and Dan have been there from the beginning. Mike's been there from the beginning. Very thankful to those guys. Those guys are like Dan's like an uncle to Joseph, and Chris is very close. Obviously, Mike's like a brother. It's just so much has come out of this, and we're just glad we can get up here and entertain, and because that's what it's about, just making people let people have a good time, and at least that's what it is for me, because I like to make people laugh, and but very thankful to everybody, and to take that time, because let's face it, most people don't have a lot of time in their day, so you guys actually sit here and take time and stay loyal. Very appreciative, and please, if you're new, go back. If you get some time, go back and watch the first episode and the second. Go back and watch, and you really get to see firsthand what has propelled him, Joseph, to do all of this, and you'll have an even greater appreciation for it, and you'll like it, and you'll share it more. So please do, and everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
He said Whitlock with a question mark and all that. No, so I used to when he was at Outkick, I used to go write in his forums. I would just go write articles voluntarily, my own articles that I just pieced together, and I would go write them at that time and put them in the forums. And a lot of people in the forums liked it. They said it was column worthy, and so that was kind of like where it started for me. And then that kind of just gave me an idea. Whitlock's a guy who I respect. I may not always agree with his opinion, but I do think he says it from a place that he really believes what he says, whether you agree with him or not. I know a lot of people. Has a lot of people that absolutely hate him. So it is what it is. Everybody has their own opinion, but yeah, I mean that's one example. But there's been a lot of other guys too. I mean, there's been other content creators who have helped me along the way. The anxiety guy, even the Togo Evan, local Cleveland guy. He gave me some good advice. Them DMs and met him in person. We're gonna have him on the show here pretty soon to tell his story. He's got a hell of a story. Has almost over millions of subscribers. Go check him out. Evan Reed, Togo from Cleveland too, in Cleveland. So there's a lot of guys. Tank, shout out to Bounty Tank, recovering still from his, what happened to him last year. And he's doing some great stuff right now, sharing all his wisdom from it and stuff. So shout out to him. And there's been many other creators that have helped me along the way. Just gave me advice or just influenced me, and or people I could look up to and lean on for advice. So shout out to all. They all know who they are. So I don't like to name drop or say anything like that, but there's been a lot of them. So
my phone's about to die, but everybody have a great week.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, like, subscribe, share all that good stuff. He said we love you, Michael, Just Jersey, and Dan. You get to work. Chris, this is all fun. We're just Joyston, right? Chris is a great guy. Chris is a great Christian man, great family man, great father. And I think what Chris is really saying, right, it's kind of just like, here, it doesn't matter who's a quarterback, because the Browns are still cheeks. That's why I put in the thing today. They're still cheeks. You could put Tom Brady in his prime out there, and they're still cheeks. So, but it might just be a misunderstanding. Maybe you didn't understand. I get what Chris is saying. I know Chris personally. Chris is a great guy, and I'm sure if you met him in person, you'd love him too. So, and I appreciate you, Ronnie, for your support throughout the year. I think you've been here for a little over a year now, or since Shador got here. So we appreciate your support and everybody tonight. Appreciate you as well. Initiative, good stream now. I appreciate you for tuning in, and everybody. Wolf 76, Chantel, Humble, everybody knows who they are. Who's been here all along, and shout out to all you guys. Thank you again for, like I said, 1K subscribers. We're just getting started, and go check out my content from this past weekend. I got my first on-field post-game interview with Coach Mike Elder at Avon. I got to film that, and you get to hear his takes. So I'm expanding more, getting out more, doing more of that stuff. So I've loved covering high school football. So this year is kind of like getting my feet wet. So we're just getting started some more stuff here soon. So you better subscribe and hit the like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. Gone.
Peace.